I'm going to be rebuilding the worst player at each position in Madden 24. But if you guys are new to the channel, make sure you guys like and or subscribe. If you get this video to 100 likes, I'll do another one of these type of videos. Also, Mike Glennon is wearing 28. That is disgusting on a quarterback, but I'm going to keep it anyways just for the memes. But for the overlook of the team, obviously this is the worst team, and obviously the worst quarterback in the game is Hogan and Etling. I don't know who these guys are, but I know who my glorious king is in Mike Glennon. So I'm going to keep Mike Glennon. I know some of you guys may be like, oh, well, it's not the lowest overall position. It's close enough to a 49, all right? And then we got Ragus. I don't know who any of these guys are. They're all just extras that I found at the bottom of free agency. The only highlight of the team, I would say, it's not really a highlight, but it's the best thing we've got here, is our defensive backs being the highest at a 65, lowest at a 61. Not really any 50s in free agencies for defensive back. My safety is a 61 offensively as well. Just want to point out tight ends in Madden. A lot of the quote-unquote tight ends are actually long snappers because EA is too lazy to make a long snapper position. I don't know why they do that, but either way, those long snappers are rated as like a 30 or 40 overall, so these are actual tight ends here. Specialist wise, this is what we got going on. We got a 49 overall specialist, elite baby. That's what I'm talking about. Special teams, our kicker and punter 62. Honestly, thought there would be like a 40 overall kicker or punter, but this is what we got going on for the team. 53 overall. I'm using the Texans as a team just because I feel like it was just the easiest way to import the roster for me. I made the roster myself. If you guys want me to upload it, let me know down in the comments below. But for now, let's see how we do at the midseason mark. We're definitely going 0-17 this season. We are 0-6. No surprise. Bottom of the division. Our defensive passing game is 9th, so I'll take a W when I can, but we are literally last in every other rank. Scouting national focus is, of course, going to be quarterback, and quarterback is the strength of the class. And for the players ready to negotiate, man, this is a really tough free agency for us because all these guys are so valuable to the team. Obviously, I'm joking. 170 million in cap room. Let's move into the playoffs. And what a surprise. We finished 0-17. We are 32nd in every other rank other than, of course, passing defense. Stats and awards. My glorious king Mike Glennon threw for 2 touchdowns, worst offense and worst defense in the NFL. 2 touchdowns to 29 interceptions. What I'm seeing here, because I'm dyslexic, is 290 touchdowns to only -2 interceptions because the other team gave it back because they realized how much of a GOAT our glorious king Mike Glennon is. Obviously passed for 20,000 yards and has a passer rating of 300, breaking the record and breaking the overall precedent for the passer rating itself because that's our glorious king. And then we have Trey Ragus, or Ragus, whatever. 1 touchdown, 2.7 per carry, 420 yards. Nice season for you, bud. But for the receiving core in total caught over 200 passing touchdowns because we know Mike Glennon is the GOAT. Blocking wise, I'm actually interested to see only 25 sacks led up by my left tackle. Oh, both the left tackles combined led up 25. Okay, that's makes more sense. They take turns getting absolutely clapped by defensive ends, but either way, we have a lot of tackles because I guess the defensive line couldn't stop anything, so the safeties had to help. Tackles for a loss, 16 for Elijah Ponder. Okay, sacks 0. Nobody got sacks the entire year. For the interceptions, we have Javarius Davis with 3, of course, and then safeties on the team is actually surprisingly 1 for Chris Slayton, and defensive touchdowns is 0. Your Super Bowl MVP is Trevor Lawrence for the Jaguars, as the Cowboys make the Super Bowl. As always in simulation, Lamar Jackson wins the league MVP and the Offensive Player of the Year. And surprisingly, there are no awards here for the Texans. And in the AFC South, nobody retires. And as you can see, our glorious king Mike Glennon is a 99 overall superstar X Factor after his stunning season with the Texans, as he clearly led them to the Super Bowl with -2 interceptions and over 200 passing touchdowns. Obviously, I'm joking, but for the team, did we actually get any upgrades? We did. At the outside linebackers, I mean, these guys are below 60 overall, so they're not going to do anything, but it's cool to see that our team went from, what, 54 overall to a 57 or a 53. Either way, Mike Glennon, actually, they see -5 morale because realistically last season he had over 5,000 passing touchdowns, so only having just over 200 passing touchdowns in a season, it's just disappointing for Mike Glennon because he's not in his prime anymore, but we all know he's still the GOAT. Now obviously it's time to get serious with this rebuild. All these guys can walk. Obviously, I don't want them. I have $183 million to spend in free agency. After free agency, this is what I got. I got a bunch of filler players for now. I'm going to sign more filler players after the draft and whenever I assess my team. But for now, I got Tommy Townsend, Rashid Shaheed, and then I got Eddie Jackson, Chase McLaughlin, Kendrick Bourne, Byron Jones, Pat Pete, Jawan Jennings, and Daquan Jones. Just for now, I know I could get more players that would easily fill in and improve our team, but I'll do that after the draft. And we have a huge problem. So since I started with the Texans, I forgot that the Texans traded away their first round pick to the Cardinals, but I do have pick number 11 from the Browns. So I guess we're just going to make the rebuild that much harder by me not getting the number 1 overall pick, because even if I try to force it through, or even if I switch teams to the Cardinals, I've done it before to where if I switch teams, it auto drafts the pick and I don't even get the pick anyways. So I guess we're just making this rebuild another step harder by me not getting the number 1 overall pick for my atrocious team. So the Cardinals with my pick is going to take a defensive end. Let's see what we got at pick number 11. And yes, the Browns technically, or the Vikings, are supposed to have this pick, but if, you know, EA would update their game, that'd be pretty cool because we pay $70 for it every year. But I'll just take what I can get here. And great, a top 5 quarterback. That's a day 3 talent, and I am screwed on QBs, my favorite. So with that being said, I think I'm just going to take best player available here, and edge rusher Jeremiah Charlton here, pick number 11, 6'6", 264 power rusher. Yes, he does have poor acceleration, but he does have elite strength, awareness. He is at least going to have a high overall. He may not have a dev, but he will be an instant improvement. Really, anything's an improvement for a team. Jeremiah Charlton does have hidden dev despite his poor acceleration. He has 80 speed, which was what? It was like good, but his poor acceleration is higher than his good speed. That doesn't make any sense. And his elite strength is only an 84, while his poor acceleration was an 83. I don't really know how that works, but sure, I guess I'll take it. Hidden dev, 6'6", 264 out of Florida. Skills look great. Now I'm trading away my second round pick. That's pick number 1 in the second round to trade up for a first round pick from the Packers. That way I can have 2 first round picks next year. So all the QBs left on the board are absolutely atrocious. So I think it'd be better just to sign a random QB, maybe this guy. Ooh, elite strength, elite throw power. Austin Woods at a Georgia Tech, 6'5", 243. Little light for being 6'5", but still, my God here. Elite throw power, elite strength. This guy, great strength, elite throw power. A little bit faster. His awareness sucks. This guy's awareness is worse. But yeah, sure, why not? Austin Woods, late 3rd round, 95 throw power. Let's see what he has. Maybe he's the guy. Highly doubt it. And in the 4th round, picking up center Torrey Perkins out of North Carolina, 6'3", 292, hidden dev, 86 strength, A's and B's across the board. And our quarterback, Woods, he's a 67 overall, but maybe it would just be better if I auto-signed just a QB, maybe. No, Jacoby Brissett is the only guy, so 68 overall, 1 overall higher won't help us. Maybe Woods is the guy, so sure, let's just give him a shot. Now, after signing a bunch of random free agents, this is what we got going on for the team. Huge improvement from last year, as we are already up to a 75 overall. Woods probably not going to be the guy, but we got Rashid Shaheed, Jawan Jennings, Kendrick Bourne as his receiving core. Got P. Ryan, Samaje P. Ryan at the starting number 1. Obviously not the best. O-line is not the best. Everything is not the best. Charlton, hopefully, he is a baller. This is what we got going on for the team. And for having the number 1 overall pick, I know I could have done better, but I didn't get my number 1 pick in the first round or the second round because technically I gave it up because I'm stupid. But either way, hopefully this team performs well, but not too well to where we get a high pick and we can't pick a quarterback. Even though it says strength of the class was quarterback, all of the actual talent projections were 3rd to 4th or just undrafted free agent. So this is what we got going on. I'm expecting 3 wins on the season. Let's move into the midseason mark. We are 1-6, bottom of the division A. At least we can't go 0-17 now, as I improved my secondary from last year. Now they're 22nd in the league because of EA Sports. It's in the game, baby. But we are 17th in passing offense, so I guess that's a nice improvement. And we're coming off a 34-0 loss against the Giants. Wow. Scouting national focus once again is QB, and it's not a strength of the class, so that actually worries me now that we're already in year 2 of the rebuild. Maybe I'll have to make this rebuild 5 years instead of 4. We got some weekly awards here, as Akilo Witherspoon had 2 interceptions and 4 tackles, yet we still got blown out 34-0 against the Giants. And for the players ready to negotiate, we have $217 million. Honestly, Eddie Jackson, sure, you can have a contract, and he wants to say yes right now, but it's going to be a no. That's unfortunate for us. This guy, honestly, star dev, 21 years old. That's honestly not bad, but he wants to be in Maryland. All right. Everyone else here, I mean, all these guys are filler players. Should I just sign? Do I even sign these guys? No, they're just filler players. I can probably get better players. We'll most definitely get better players in free agency. And if I don't, all these guys I can just sign back in free agency at the beginning of the year anyways. So for now, let's move into the playoffs. 2-15, so my projection was wrong, but hey, my defensive passing is top 10 in the league. Let's go, boys. My offensive passing has dropped to 21st, but improvement, and at least we get the #1 overall pick this year. For the stats and awards, Austin Woods, 56 pass rating, will not be the QB of the future. 32nd best offense, 26th best defense. Oh, well, you got to give him a chance, Vikk. I am not giving 34 interceptions a chance. Mike Glennon was obviously way better, but he's just taking a break here. That's why he's a third-string quarterback for us right now. 56 pass rating, amazing year for Woods. Samaje Perine, 4 touchdowns, 3.3 average. Go team, I guess. Jawan Jennings, almost 1,000 yards, surprisingly. Same thing with Rashid Shaheed with a terrible quarterback, but it is what it is. And then defensively here, Roberts with 152 tackles for a loss, 18 for Daquan Jones, sacks 8 for Jeremiah Charlton, the rookie. That's actually a pretty good defensive rookie year. And interceptions-wise, 4 for Byron Jones. Safeties, 0 defensive touchdowns is 1 for Pat Pete. And it's the battle of the birds as the Ravens beat the Eagles in the Super Bowl. Marlon Humphrey wins the Super Bowl MVP. Patrick Mahomes wins the league MVP. Jeremiah Charlton wins Defensive Rookie of the Year. That's actually huge. In the AFC South, Kareem Jackson, Pat Pete, and Nick Folk all retire. And for the team upgrades offensively, I mean, Perkins has started. We got this guy named Lloyd, I guess. Mo Alley Cox has regressed into nothing. Charlton goes up to Superstar Dev after winning Defensive Rookie of the Year. Did Roberts already have Star Dev? I don't think he did, but it doesn't really matter. My team has regressed because of overall morale and just age, and they're all just plug and play free agents anyway. So let's move into the re-signings. For the players ready to negotiate, I wouldn't mind having this guy back, Joe Lloyd, but to pay him, I'm not going to pay someone who's below a 70 overall, $5 million a year. So he's going to walk. Everyone else here is just going to walk because I have absolutely no interest. These guys are all just plug and play for me. So for now, let's move into free agency. I have $233 million to spend. Hopefully I can ball out here. Tua is in free agency. Usually he sucks, but it's like, am I going to get a 92 overall superstar quarterback in this rebuild? No, I'm just going to pay Tua if I can. After free agency, I just got big name signings because, again, I'm just going to do plug and play with the rest of the players that I need. Got Tua, got Joel Bitonio, got Josh Palmer, Harrison Phillips, Elijah Mitchell, and Osa Odigizua. I didn't think this would actually go through, but it went through. I'm trading away the #1 overall pick for Breece Hall, the Jets' first-round pick, and their second-round pick. I should have asked for their next year's first as well. I didn't think this would immediately go through off the rip, but it makes sense. So Breece Hall, he only has Star Dev in franchise for some reason. In the actual exhibition games, he has Superstar Dev. I'm not going to change it, but I needed a halfback, so the Jets are getting the first overall pick because I don't need a quarterback anymore, and they do need a quarterback because they have Sam Howell. I'm assuming they'll draft a QB here, and they do not. They sell it immediately. And also, for those of you guys saying I'm stupid for trading away the #1 overall pick for that, I also get pick 21, and I also get, shouldn't I have a first-round pick from the Packers? Oh no, that's a next year's first round pick. I didn't know I traded it for that much in the future. I mean, I guess I'm getting 2 first round picks next year too, so I guess I am stupid, but either way, it is what it is. And at pick 21, I'm picking up a strong safety who unfortunately has normal dev, Alex Lauderdale, 6'2", 208 out of Texas A&M, 88 speed, 91 acceleration, A's and B's across the board. He looks great, but normal dev sucks. And with my first pick in the second round, picking up another safety, Clifton Callaway out of Wisconsin, 6'2", 196, hidden dev, 88 speed, 91 acceleration. A little bit better than the other guy. He's not as balanced, but still A pursuit, B zone coverage, and A awareness. And with the Jets' second round pick, I'm picking up right guard Torrey Simmons out of Missouri, 6'4", 301, 85 strength, 79 acceleration, hidden dev, A pass blocking, A stamina, and A awareness. And with my third round pick, picking up defensive tackle Derek Fox out of Oregon, 6'4", 300 pounds, 78 speed, 85 acceleration is actually really fast for being 300 pounds, 86 strength as well, hidden dev, A play rec, A finesse moves, and B awareness. This dude skipped the combine. That means he's a baller. Great acceleration, good speed. I mean, F press, but B man coverage, B catching for an early 4th round pick. Why not? Normal dev. He looked like a baller because he skipped the combine. Why not? This is the team moving into year number 3 after all the free agency plugins. I'm going to put Joshua Palmer, a wide receiver 1. Obviously, this is the most ideal wide receiver core with Kendrick Bourne, Rashid Shaheed, and Joshua Palmer. But Tua is going to have to make it work. It's obviously no Jalen Waddle and Tyreek Hill. Yes, I gave up the number 1 pick, and I also swapped it for a first-round pick and a second-round pick to get Breece Hall. He doesn't have superstar dev, but again, running backs are crazy for simulation, especially just in general, because I don't know why, if you have a really bad running back, your team just does awful in simulation. It just is what it is. But this is what we got going on for the offensive line. The interior looks pretty nice. Offensive tackles need work. Defensively, Charlton is a baller. Fox, maybe I shouldn't have picked him since I have Harrison Phillips and Odigizua, but I signed Yannick Ngakoue, got Christian Fulton, all these other guys. Lauderdale as a 75 overall. My free safety is a 75 overall, but the difference is obviously my free safety has hidden dev. And then I got a bunch of free agency linebackers. We're a 79 overall team. We were 73 last year. We're slowly improving. Maybe with a big free agency push, we can get up to an 85 overall for the final year next year, because this is season 3. I plan on doing 4 seasons, maybe 5 if I genuinely believe we can win in the 5th season. Obviously, this is a really hard rebuild, but it is what it is. Let's move into the mid-season mark. And here we are at the mid-season mark with a winning record. We are second in the division. I'll take it. Offensive rushing game is 25th with Breece Hall, but it's fine as long as we're winning games. But we have the 6th in offense for points per game, and we are 22nd in defense for points per game, even though our passing defense is top 10. Why is my pass like... I don't understand this. I've created passing defenses where I've had 2 X-Factor corners and 2 X-Factor free safeties, and I would get like 25th in passing defense. But my corners, like not a single corner is above a 77 overall. Both of my safeties are 75 overalls, and I have a top 10 passing defense. But whenever they're a high overall, they just perform terribly. I don't know what it is. It's just EA. But anyways, defensive rushing game is 13th. We're a winning team. Again, I'll take it. Scouting national focus. I desperately need linebackers. For the players ready to negotiate, Breece Hall, absolutely. Just traded away the number 1 pick for you. You get re-signed. Harrison Phillips, no. Rashid Shaheed. Honestly, at this point, sure, I'll just keep you for the rest of the rebuild. Didn't really plan on it, but now I have you. Christian Fulton, I don't mind. This is honestly a cheaper contract. He's young, and he says no. All right. Well, actually, he said yes. I thought he said no. Devon Diablo, DJ James, Isaac Yoda, all these other guys, don't really think I'm interested in. I can just pick them right back up in free agency. So for now, I'm just going to skip out on all these guys. I'll just plug and play them back if I do need them again next year. But for now, hopefully we make the playoffs. And we finished 9-8, missed the playoffs as we choke it away. That is unfortunate. Defense choked it at the end of the year as we lose to a crucial Jaguars loss here that would have taken us above them to push us into the playoffs. But it is what it is. For the stats and awards, Tua actually looked really good. 12th best offense in the NFL. Defensively, 22nd. That's what I expected. 4,100 yards, 35 touchdowns, only 4 interceptions, 111 pass rating. This is the best I've ever seen Tua produce in a simulation. It's actually really surprising. Breece Hall with 1,200 yards, 4.7 per carry, 12 touchdowns. Great season from him. Joshua Palmer, 1,200 yards, 9 touchdowns. Rashid Shaheed, 12 touchdowns, 900 yards. That's a good season for him. Probably star dev there. I would definitely say that. Almost 1,000 yards, double-digit touchdowns. Kendrick Bourne, 7 touchdowns, 800 yards. Harrison Bryant with 600, almost 700 yards, 5 touchdowns. That's actually pretty good for a tight end. And then defensively, and Eric Kendricks here with 115 tackles, 108 for Divine Diablo, tackles for a loss, 17 for Odigizua, 16 for Yannick Ngakoue, sacks. No way a 30-year-old Yannick Ngakoue is getting 19.5 sacks in a single season. That's outrageous, dude. Jeremiah Charlton here with 12 sacks, 6.5 for Odigizua. That's actually nuts that Yannick Ngakoue gets 19.5 sacks at the age of 30, and he's a 73 overall. I've had players that are 99s overall. I've seen TJ Watt. Like in my last Steelers rebuild, I think I saw TJ Watt consistently earn like 17 sacks a season. Maybe he'll have 22 in one season, do really good. 73 overall, Yannick Ngakoue, balls out here. Interceptions, 4 for Christian Fulton, 3 for Divine Diablo. Safeties on the team, 1 for Odigizua. Defensive touchdowns is 0. And both of these opponents in the Super Bowl were 0-4 going into this, and finally one of them gets the ring. And it's going to be the Bills as the Vikings fall to 0-5 in Super Bowls. Matt Milano wins the Super Bowl MVP. Josh Allen wins the league MVP, and there are no awards here for the Texans. In the AFC South, Brandon Scherff retires. For the team upgrades, offensively, Harrison Bryant gets star dev, so that's cool for him. Maybe I actually re-sign him as a second string. And also, Rashid Shaheed, come on, dude, 12 touchdowns, almost 1,000 yards. He had a great season, in my opinion, for a normal dev. Obviously, I don't think it was worthy of superstar dev, but at least star dev here is definitely up for debate. So he has star dev now, and defensively, what do we have? I mean, Yannick Ngakoue, you're telling me this dude gets 19.5 sacks, and the best you can do is be like, how about -1 in regression in star dev? Realistically, in real life, this dude would jump. If he had 19.5 sacks in a single season, he would immediately jump to at least an 88 overall superstar dev. And EA is like, how about 2 morale and -1 overall star dev? That's the best we can do. Hate it. But Christian Fulton, he has star dev now, so I'll probably re-sign him. Divine Diablo, Eric Hendricks, I'll probably let walk despite them getting dev ups. Well, Eric Hendricks already had star dev, but he got minus overall, so don't really need him anymore. Lauderdale didn't go up, but we're an 82 overall. We could do it in the next season, but I will do a 5th season if we don't do it in the 4th and final year. But for now, let's move into the re-signings. For the re-signings, Harrison Phillips, Divine Diablo, DJ James, Harrison Bryant. I mean, do I let him walk? Yeah, I'm not going to pay him $7 million a year just to be average. Isaac Yodom, Austin Jackson, all these other guys, Kendrick Bourne. Is there Christian Fulton here? Yannick Ngakoue, I mean, 19.5 sacks. I can't just let him walk. Let's just give him a little bit more money here. $7 million for 2 years. Maybe I keep him for the next year. Maybe, who knows? Maybe it was just a one-year wonder season for him. Anyone else here? Was Christian Fulton seriously not here? Let me make sure that he isn't, because I'm pretty sure I signed him on a one-year deal. I guess he's not. Anyways, let's move into free agency. Actually, I just remembered that I signed Christian Fulton at the midseason mark, so that's my bad. So this is what I got for the signings. I got Joe Thuney, who I'm going to move to left tackle. Got Trent Brown at right tackle. Quincy Williams, outside linebacker. Ivan Pace, middle linebacker. Isaiah Simmons, another middle linebacker. Tight end Noah Fant, and another outside linebacker. Now I'm going to be trading away pick 18, pick 22, my 5th round pick for Derwin James and the Chargers' 3rd round pick, just because I know I drafted Lauderdale in the 1st round last year, or maybe early 2nd round, but Derwin James obviously is way better, and Lauderdale won't progress fast enough. So I need another crazy guy to help rebuild this team. And obviously it's not a realistic rebuild because we started with Mike Glennon, even though he's a GOAT and all the other players. But I'm doing what I can to help build this team up for the 4th and final season potentially. And the Chargers are gonna pick a defensive end, and with their next pick at pick 22, if I can see it, they will be picking a wide receiver. And in the 2nd round, I'm also picking a wide receiver, Morgan Rowe out of Florida State. He has normal dev, but he's 5'11", 214, 92 speed, 93 acceleration. Could play in the slot. He has a spec catch. He looked decent. His skills look, and his skills and athleticism looks pretty solid as well, but only normal dev. Now this is the team after free agency and the draft. I need to move Joe Thuney to left tackle. Now this is the real team after the draft. Josh Palmer, Bingsley, Rowe is a 75 overall, no dev. I'm going to move him into the slot in the number 3. Not the best receiving core. O-line looks great. Tight end, modest, I guess. And then Breece Hall and Elijah Mitchell. 84 overall team. Defensively, this is what we got going on. Yannick Ngakoue, even though he's a 73, if he continues to produce 19.5 sacks, I'm going to keep him on the team. And Isaiah Simmons, he's like 30 now, so in this simulation, I'm not even going to move him to outside linebacker. I'm just going to keep him at the 2nd string there. I got this guy Beasley in the later round, so I'm actually going to start him because I got him in the 3rd round, no dev. 74 overall for a 3rd round pick is good, though. And our defensive backs, I mean, they're a low overall, but they continue to produce top 10 numbers in the league for being a great defensive passing game. So I'm going to keep this going on here. I like the team we got. It's an 84 overall, mid-season mark. Do I even need to go to that? It's potentially the 4th and final year. Let's just skip into the playoffs. If I don't make it, I'll just play another season for the 5th year. This is exactly what I'm talking about. 4-13, bottom of the division after improving my team. Look at my defensive passing game. I get Derwin James and it goes down. For what reason? Why does it go down? Why am I 4-13? This doesn't make any logical sense. I had a better team whenever my team was an 80 overall. This doesn't make any logical sense. Oh, well, you're in a hard division. Doesn't mean I should be 4-13. I'm playing another season because that's so unbelievably frustrating how retarded Madden AI is. I improved my defense, linebacking core, and maybe Yannick Ngakoue just sucks now, but I get a better defensive back in Derwin James, and my team is just garbage now. That doesn't make any logical sense. For the stats and awards, Tua, another great season. Best offense in the NFL. And defensively, we're 17th. That's not even bad. And we go 4-13. That doesn't make any sense. 4th in points scored offensively. Defensively, how do we allow 28 points and we're mid for defensive yards, dude? I don't know how this game works. All right. 4,600 yards, 33 touchdowns, 9 receptions, 112 pass rating. Great season for Tua. Brees Hall, 22 touchdowns, 5.2 per carry, 1,500 yards. That's going to be at least superstar dev there. And then Josh Palmer, 114 receptions, 1,500 yards, 13 touchdowns. That deserves an X factor, but it's going to get superstar. Rashid Shaheed with 6 touchdowns, 1,000 yards. Kevin Bingsley, I forgot to put the other guy in the slot, but either way, Bingsley, 800 yards, 7 touchdowns. Noah Fant, 4 touchdowns, 600 yards. Ivan Pace with 120 tackles. Quincy Williams with 102 tackles for a loss. 16 for Odigizua, sacks. 7.5 for Charlton. 3.5 for Yannick Ngakoue. He just fell off the planet after having 19.5 sacks in a single season. Interceptions, 5 for Derwin James, but still, my defensive passing game just sucks now. Safety, 0 defensive touchdowns is 0. Okay, my favorite EA game ever. It's not like they do anything or change anything any year, but let's just move into the offseason. And the Jaguars win their second Super Bowl in the simulation, beating the Seahawks 14-10. Gabe Davis wins the Super Bowl MVP. Lamar Jackson wins the league MVP, and there are no awards here for the Texans. In the AFC South, Joel Bitonio and Shaq Mason both retire. For the team upgrades, Tua goes up to X Factor, Brees Hall goes up to Superstar, Josh Palmer gets Superstar Dev as well. That's great to see. Defensively, what do we got? Any upgrades for the team? None that I can see. Beasley doesn't go up, unfortunately. I guess I need a trade for a defensive back, but for now, let's move into the re-signing. I have $47 million to spend, and I gotta pay Derwin, so that's just gonna get wiped away immediately. And he wants to hit free agency. Great. And if you heard that slap, that's me slapping the side of my leg, because it's a total knee slapper. Charlton, sure, I'll accept his option. Odigizua, why not just have him back? And he wants $18 million a year to be an 81 overall. I don't like that. And then defensive back, no. I mean, I have to tag Derwin. I'm not just going to let anyone else get the guy that I just traded for. I only have $12 million to spend in free agency. That's not enough to get anyone relevant. So I'd rather just trade for a player now. Now trading away my first, my second, and my third round pick. By the way, I had pick number 2 in the draft, and I'm getting pick number 9 in the draft from the Dolphins, and I'm also getting 96 overall superstar X Factor Jalen Ramsey, and I'm going to use that first round pick to now trade for another defensive back. And now I'm trading away my pick number 9 in the draft for the Giants superstar defensive end, because keep in mind, I didn't really have much cap room left, so I needed a guy that wasn't on a contract yet, and this guy was the guy. And I'm also getting their second round pick and their third round pick. I didn't go for the Giants first round pick because they did have the number 1 pick. Obviously that trade wouldn't go through, so this is what I got, and I'm probably going to use the second and the third to now trade for a defensive back. And I know some of you may be saying, oh my gosh, you're trading away everything, it's not realistic, it's not supposed to be a realistic rebuild. I'm going all out. I'm pissed that I went 4-13 with an 87 overall team. I'm going to try and get me a number 2 defensive back. And this actually goes through. I'm trading away the second round pick, the third round pick, and my 5th round pick for superstar X Factor Bengals Cam Taylor-Britt. This is the team moving into the 5th and final year, and if I don't make the playoffs with this team, I don't know what to tell you. We're an 88 overall team, and that will progress as the season goes on. Superstar wide receiver 1, superstar running back, X Factor quarterback, solid offensive line here. These guys have progressed pretty far, but it's definitely not horrible. Defensive line, this guy's a superstar dev. He's a superstar dev as well. Not a crazy interior, but we got Jalen Ramsey, X Factor, Cam Taylor-Britt, and Derwin James. I think overall this defense looks really, really nice, and Christian Fulton at the 3, Clifford's a 77, and then Cruz is a 76. So I have really nice depth on this team. I'm going to be so pissed if I don't at least make the playoffs with this team. Specialist wise, what do we got? Yeah, Rose in the slot, got all that. Everything looks good. I don't want Lauderdale in the slot. I'd rather have Christian Fulton there. Lauderdale is just going to be in rotation for the safety position. Team looks great. It just depends if the AI wants me to win or not, because it's Madden. So let's move into the playoffs for the 5th and final year. And my team magically goes from 4-13 to 12-5 top the division. Makes no sense how that works, but hey, at least our team ranks are good now. Passing defense is 6th. Our rushing defense is 30th, even though I got a better defensive end than Yannick Ngakoue, but sure, I guess we're winning. I'll take it from this point. Coming off a Week 18 win, 27-24 against the New Orleans Saints, here to face Tua and Jalen Ramsey's former team, the Miami Dolphins, in the wildcard round. For the stats and awards, Tua looks great once again. 5th best offense in the NFL, defensively 17th, okay, and then even though we were 6th in passing defense, and I thought we were yellow in team ranks for defensive points per game. Either way, it doesn't matter. Tua with 4,200 yards, 31 touchdowns, 5 interceptions, 110 pass rating. Another great season. Breece Hall, 21 touchdowns, 4.9 per carry, 1,500 yards. Not as good as last season. Is still really good, though. 3 fumbles, though. Bit concerning. Joshua Palmer with 1,200 yards, 10 touchdowns. Morgan Rowe, that a second-round pick, finally getting a chance in the slot here. 11 touchdowns, 1,000 yards. That's star dev. Rashid Shaheed with almost 1,000 yards, 3 touchdowns as well. Defensively, we have Ivan Pace Jr. getting 115 tackles for a loss, 20 for Jeremiah Charlton, 16 for Odigizua, sacks 8.5 for Odigizua, 7.5 for Charlton, Fox with 3.5, and wow, this guy I traded for, only 3.5 sacks at a superstar, 85 overall. That's disappointing, but 2 interceptions for Quincy Williams. Safeties on the team is going to be 1 for Jeremiah Charlton. Defensive touchdowns is 0. Can we beat the Miami Dolphins? If we get through this entire rebuild and I don't even win a playoff game, I'm going to be sad. Finally, we win one, and of course, we immediately have to be put to our death and face the Chiefs. I'm going to need to hop into this or else we're going to lose. Here we are against the Chiefs, and they're going to open up with 7. We're going to respond with 7. Nice start for both teams. Defense, I know you're 17th in the league, but you gotta stand up here against the Chiefs as we finally take our first lead of the game. Going into half, we get the ball 21-10 against the Chiefs. Defense is actually stepping up 17-28, 35-17. Offense and defense especially is clicking here. Defense holding the Chiefs offense to 17 points is actually crazy. 17-35 as we're moving on to the conference championship as Mahomes gets no touchdowns against the 17th ranked defense in the league. Here we are against the Patriots. There's no way that Drake May developed this nicely. And yeah, Drake May did develop that nicely. He is a star dev now, not a superstar dev, but the Patriots are balling in simulation with Drake May. And with that being said, we got a snow game here in New England against the Patriots. They're going to open up a 3. We're going to start with a punt. They're going to take a 2-score lead. We're going to punt again. We're going to punt again. My God, offense, do something as we are finally going to score right before half. We open up half with nothing, but it's 6-10. Offense, you have to score touchdowns to win games. Finally, 13-10. The defense is carrying us entirely. 3rd and 8. Let me hop into this as I will finish it myself or else the AI won't. 3rd down and 8 for the team. What are we going to have? Honestly, I'm just going to check down. That's actually good enough for a first down. Didn't think my running back would go that far up, but still 1st and 10. I'm going to drain the clock and just get in field goal range. And they do not have any linebacker help up here, so this should be easy for Breece Hall if my linemen will actually get their assignment. 2nd down and 6. Linemen, please get your assignment. It's the exact same thing. 3rd and 1. Let's just push into field goal range as much as we can. I mean, they are pressed on Shaheed, though, and Shaheed is really fast. They got Jabril Peppers, who is a superstar dev. Shaheed with the bomb, though, to his noodle arm is going to push him there, and we are easily in field goal range. Let me burn all of the Patriots' timeouts and finish the game. 1st and goal. We're going to give it to Breece Hall here. I was about to say Rashid Shaheed, but 2nd and goal. 2nd and goal right back to Breece Hall. Get that block upfield. Breece Hall power forward. It leads to a 3rd and goal, burning all the timeouts. 3rd and goal for Breece Hall, right up the middle. That's going to be a touchdown. The Patriots have 44 seconds with no timeouts left to go down the field and score. Will they be able to do it? They will not, as we win the conference championship, and the Texans will have a chance to win a Super Bowl here for the first time in history with, of course, the worst team rebuild. Now in the Super Bowl here to face the 9-8 Atlanta Falcons. Do they have Michael Penix as their QB? They do not. It's Kenny Pickett. Why is Kenny Pickett good in simulation? I don't know. For the team upgrades offensively, we look the exact same. Defensively, what do we got? Charlton, it goes up to superstar X Factor. Anyone else? Christian Fulton gets superstar dev. 88 overall team here to face the 9-8 Kenny Pickett Falcons. If I lose to Kenny Pickett after facing a 92 overall Drake May and 99 overall Mahomes, I'm going to be mad. Here we are against the Falcons. We're going to open up with 7. They're going to respond with nothing. We get the ball back. 2-score lead against them. Big run by Bijan there. I'm assuming it's Bijan by now, but 17, now 23, now 15. Oh my gosh, back and forth here. 30-15 against the Falcons. 37-15. Defense performed great and the offense just pounded it on, and the Houston Texans will win the Super Bowl. I mean, the defense gave up there, but the offense never let up. 40-30, as this will be a successful rebuild. It took us 5 years and a bunch of hardships, and especially going 4-13 the previous year for absolutely no reason. But with this, we do successfully complete the challenge. As Tua wins the Super Bowl MVP, D'Amico Ryans wins the Coach of the Year. And that will be it for the video, guys. I thank you guys all for watching. Make sure you guys like and or subscribe if you did make it this far. Comment down below which challenge you want me to do next, and I'll see you guys all in the next one.